Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to my newest video. I'm Glasgow here again. Last time I hit on some of the differences on my first video, you'll remember, between both presidential candidates. And this time we're going to look at who is most likely going to win. And as the title suggests, that's going to be looking at crowd size. Trump has continuously had crowds of over 10,000 and has even maxed out sitting capacity at almost every arena he's at. I mean, every one of his events have had to turn away people in line because they couldn't put any more people in the building. And and these turnaways aren't just a few people. These are people who are still lined up around the block. And as of this video, he has had over 80 events at last report, and out of all those events, 7 events, just 7, have been under 10,000 mark, under the 10,000 mark, and that's mainly been mainly because they couldn't seat that many. Usually they're like small venues, small places, you know. And now let's compare these to Hillary's events. And she has not had a lot, folks. Until about the last week or so, she's only been, about maybe 30? Somewhere in the 30s. She doesn't have a lot where she herself was at. And she doesn't draw a large crowd. I mean, look at Kane. Down in Florida had 30, 40 people only at an event for him? And she's lucky to break 1,000 people of that. In fact, this is what's funny. You know, this is flip-flop. Of all of her events that she's had, only 7 have ever been over 1,000. 7. And that's really only been when someone else was there with her, like Obama, or even Michelle Obama. Maybe a couple of Sanders. But the rest have all been only a few hundred, if that. So unless someone's more popular there, you can see she is not drawing anybody. This is where the mainstream media has to cover. And they're covering her ass a lot, folks. And you really need to go onto the independent news networks here online, YouTube, like myself, and a lot of other channels. You know, and report, because we're reporting the truth. You know, she actually has to bust people in to fill some of these events. And half the time they're not even people in the area. This is, excuse me, you know, this is even true of some of the colleges. This is amazing, you know. You'd think the ones that want to cover her the most at these colleges, especially being liberal with all their safe zones and everything. One college I know of, she, no one from the campus was really invited. They bust a whole bunch of high school kids in. High schoolers! On a college! Campus! Do you even know if some of these people could vote? No! Hell, even my senior year, I couldn't vote. I wasn't old enough by the time the election came around. I wanted to vote, but I missed it because my birthday was a few days after. And you can't do that here. And and here's another one. Okay, one of her rallies. And you have to find this one online. You're not going to find the mainstream media talking about this. One of her venues had like a capacity of about 5,000, I believe. Big room. Less than 500 people showed up. They had to close the partitions. Close the partitions. To make the place look good and even look partially full, just so it wasn't an embarrassment. That's abysmal. And that's why you hardly ever see the mainstream media show her crowds. If she breaks 1,000, they'll show them. But how many times have they done that? Unless it's a staged event, and she stages a lot of her events, folks. It's proven. She pays people to come in, pay people to ask her questions, pay child actors. Now, like I said, now compare this Trump events. He doesn't have to bust in anybody. Who does he have to bust in? No one. They're all there. People will fucking walk there. And they have trouble finding a seat. And, as far as I'm reported, he hasn't had to bust anyone in. I doubt that. And he hasn't reportedly paid any child actors, Unlike Hillary, she fakes everything. Can this woman not tell the truth? And Trump, he'll routinely take questions from the audience, reporters. She won't take nothing unless it's pre-planned. You have people, they have been caught on her plane, her people texting reporters questions to ask her. Look at it. Look it up. It's on video. There's a couple of them here on YouTube. Do it. Yeah. They're that stupid. And here's the other thing. He does before this second email scandal that the FBI opened back up. What, she did one rally a day? If that? In one state? Look at him. He's slightly older than she is, and he's doing multiple events per day in multiple states. You want to talk about fitness? Jesus. What the hell is he on? I'm not saying he's a druggie, but the sheer energy alone, folks. It's incredible. Really incredible. And that's how he's getting most of his people. That's why he's drawing such support. Now, after looking at all these things, they want us to believe those damn polls, of the last several weeks about Trump is going to lose in a landslide. What the hell are they smoking? Seriously. Now, I know the electoral college system is heavily rigged. And no, not just because of rigging of the polls, but because of that's the way it was always meant to be. You can tell by the electoral votes per each state. This system needs to go, folks. It needs a severe overhaul because no state in the union, no. They should not have more say than the other in the matters like this, in electing of a president. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care how many people are in each state. I'm sorry, but California, and Texas, no. They should not have more of a right to say of who becomes president than the Dakotas, Indiana, Hawaii. No. No, we are all electing a president. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why there's only 2 senators per state. It's meant to keep it fair. Look at the mess. Congress, all them people for Congress, those are just to appease the largest states at the time. And look at the mess they make. I have a new electoral college system, which, I'll probably go on here one day later after the election. And tell my system where it's more fair. So, the crowds don't lie, folks. No, they don't lie about a candidate's popularity and the desire for them to be president. This is one of the main reasons I don't buy what most polls are showing. Not to mention, WikiLeaks are showing that Democrats and the mainstream media have routinely rigged the polls in Hillary's favor. Even the LA Times poll, that was really well done. It used to be touted as the best poll there is. Until last week or so, even they become biased. I was touting them for a while myself until I realized all of a sudden Hillary was doing very well in their poll for no reason. There hadn't been nothing wrong with Trump. You know, of course, she didn't have a scandal yet. Well, she's, you know, other than what WikiLeaks was doing. And yet she was still gaining the polls. No. 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 Faked. They recently corrected that problem, it looks like. Not only has Trump regained everything they made him lose, but, you know, Hillary's plummeted where she belongs. So you gotta be careful about polls. I would, you know, you gotta wait till after election day. Make sure you get out and vote. Don't, you know, especially now with all these early voting coming in, Trumpers, we need to vote more than ever before. Because it's a double-edged sword. You could probably have more Democrats voting now when they're realizing Hillary's losing. Hillary's losing, especially in Florida. And now even in Pennsylvania, it looks like. So make sure you get out there and vote Trump. Or even if you don't like Trump, don't vote for Hillary. Vote for Johnson, vote for Stein. But don't vote for Hillary. Vote for Trump or one of the others. That's about all on this one. I'm trying to keep it limited. I'll probably go into this again sometime. Hope you're enjoying. You know, like, comment, subscribe, leave a comment. I'll see you guys next time.